And my guest is calling in right now. Let me go ahead and add her to the call.
Hello.
Hey, Akira, how you doing?
Hi, is this Kenny?
Yes, this is Kenny.
Hi, Kenny. How are you? Am I early? I'm about 2 minutes early. Are you guys on air right now?
Yes, we are. We are live on the air.
Oh, hi, everybody.
And uh, and and for the record, I caught your tweet yesterday, Miss Asian Tasmanian Devil. Uh,
That's right. Woohoo!
so just for that tweet alone, this should be very exciting. Now that I have you on, thank you so much for being on the show this evening.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And I hope you are having a fantastic evening right now.
Well, my evening just got great now that you are here.
Oh, good.
So talk
So, go ahead.
so talk a little bit about yourself and how did your modeling career got started?
Well, my modeling career got started about, geez, now I think it's exactly about 12 years. No, maybe a little bit before that. Um, I was dared to post a picture on a photography forum, and once I did that, I just had a lot of, the next day I had like about 20 photographers contacting me that wanted to shoot. And I said, okay, and at the time I was working full-time, so I kind of worked as part-time. And then I did a casting call for Playboy. And that kind of launched my career. So, and then now, of course, with my career right now, I've moved on to doing from glamour to some fetish work, and now I'm doing a lot of wrestling and cat fights as well. So.
You pretty much are a veteran at this point.
Yeah, I am. Call me a mother hen.
I mean,
No,
how does it feel to be doing this for so long?
it was actually very gradual. Like I said, I first started out as glamour modeling, and you do a lot of bikinis, and then it went from there to doing topless. Then I started doing nudes, and I started working with Playboy, and then um, a bondage photographer, a fetish photographer contacted me, and then I realized I have a high tolerance of discomfort. And so I started doing some bondage modeling, which then moved over where they're like, oh my gosh, can you, at the time I was working on doing kickboxing, so they're like, can you do a fight scene? Well, choreograph it. And you can, and they say your tolerance of pain is pretty high. And I said, yeah. And it just kind of veered off from that into wrestling. So it's been really gradual over like the 10 years. So I guess you can say I'm kind of like the jack of all trades. But Kenya, I have to tell you something. You want to know a little secret?
Go right ahead.
Right now, I'm in the middle of a shoot with Miss Jewel Marceau, and I have ropes tied up on my body right now as we're speaking.
Oh my goodness. That is a chilling first. Uh,
Yeah, really?
yes.
But the models have their, I mean, I wish, maybe I can tweet you guys I'll tweet the picture later. As soon, when I get off the phone, I'll have someone take it, and then you can actually see me with ropes on.
All right. So I'm a bit off guard after what you just said, just a little bit. But you mentioned you do fetishes, you do wrestling, you do bondage. What are some of the other fetishes that you do?
Mm, I am known for a lot of the legs, so I do a lot of pantyhose, stockings, feet, um, latex, rubber, pretty much everything that you can think of. And I guess but then some of these fetishes, they can be very glamorous as well, so it kind of, it depends what your desires are. And then, of course, from that, on the side, if I do have, if I make it to audition or movie, I'll do acting as well.
All right. So again, we are joined with Kara Lane here on Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C. Uh, Let me ask you this. You mentioned some other stuff. Do you have any other projects in the works? Anything else particular?
Currently, well, I had a little setback last year. And so what I'm doing right now is trying to catch up because as you know, Kenny, I run several websites. I have my AkiraLane.com, which is my glamour site. I have Bound.com. That's my more like a bondage, some fetish, other fetish like rubber and latex and stuff. And then my big site is the pantyhoselane.com, which is all about pantyhose and legs and feet. And then I have another site called the Silly Girls Video, and it's about mostly videos of from fetish to glamour to naughty stuff. So I'm basically, my project is really working on all those sites, and then if I could get some movie auditions, then I go up to LA and go do my auditions. So it's been pretty fun ride.
Okay, I got a chat room listener right now. His name is Ben. I'm not sure what his Twitter name is, but he's a first-time listener on the show, and he's saying that this never heard your voice before until now.
Well, I hope I didn't blow out their eardrums. Hi, Ben.
There you go, Ben. He just know you from Facebook. He's not a Twitter person. But
well, Facebook, Twitter, as long as they want to say hi, just say hi.
Now, you mentioned wrestling, and I am a wrestling fan, and I do a wrestling show as well. Of course, you're doing all these fetishes and stuff. Wrestling is a bit different. What made you decide to get into the whole wrestling thing?
It started off with working for a website. It was a superheroine site. It was a cat fight scene. And they had me work there for like a full day, choreographed fighting, so forth. Then what had become was from the superheroine, I became really, really good friends with a gentleman by George Perez, who's a really, really famous comic artist, who also is into superheroine and cat fights and so forth. He introduced me to a producer called DT Wrestling, or Double Trouble Productions, where they actually do wrestling, and told me and them to contact one another. And so I tried it out, and that's what she wrote. You know, I guess I had a knack for it. But you know what, Kenny, I have to tell you, though, as a little girl being raised in Japan, my grandmother used to love watching professional wrestling. I mean, loved it. And we used to watch it every Saturday morning. And so as a little girl, that was our entertainment. So kind of, I guess, like the interest in being able to do the moves and be athletic and relieve stress in the ring is a fun thing.
All right. Again, for those who just joining us, this is Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C. I'm joined with the lovely glamour, fetish, and Asian Tasmanian devil, Akira Lane.
Yay!
I think that might be your wrestling nickname for your next.
I know.
Comment.
You know what? You're gonna start calling me that, the Asian Tasmanian devil.
All right. Well, for those who don't know, well, now you know. I'm gonna put that as a favorite. I'm gonna favorite that tweet on Twitter, so that when people say, "What made you call yourself Asian Tasmanian Devil?" you just go to C Broadcasting on Twitter.
That's right.
You know.
And you know what? I don't know how I got that. I think people see me at like the shows and conventions and stuff, and I'm having a good time. You know, I love my fans, and I think a lot of the fans who've met me in person, they can vouch that I love entertaining. I love cracking up jokes. I love making people laugh and, you know, having a good time. And my friends even kind of say I'm a wild child, but then I work hard, so you go figure. But Kenny and Jeff, are you guys celebrating Cinco de Mayo today?
Actually, all I know is my co-host Jeff is out. He has a business meeting, so he's not joining us tonight. And another co-host that I do the show with, her name is Laura. She's not here, so I'm solo tonight. But I can't ask for anything better, considering I'm celebrating Cinco de Mayo with a fetish model. I mean, it can't get any better than that.
That's right. Well, happy Cinco de Mayo to everybody. And I don't know if you were seeing this Twitter or Facebook, but I had a question asking if anyone knew the significance of Cinco de Mayo, aside reason to party. And it was quite interesting. A lot of people knew about the history.
Oh yeah, Cinco de Mayo is just I think basically it's just one of those days that doesn't get enough attention or anything like that, unless you're in Mexican heritage or something like that.
Or in California.
Yeah. Or me honestly, I thought it was just the day when people just drank or whatever.
Yeah, I think everyone does that, but I actually, and a lot of people think it's a Mexican Independence Day, but it's not. It's actually one of the battles that Mexico won against the French army during the time that U.S. was in, United States was in. Well, we weren't United States yet, but during the Civil War. So.
I got it.
But it is, I figure it's a reason to drink. I'm planning to drink after I get off the phone with you, and after we're done with my shoot, we're all kind of celebrating afterwards. And I have some friends who are bringing some wonderful tacos and guacamoles and tequila and beer.
Oh, and I have a comment from Ben. And this is what he just posted in the chat room. Please let Akira know I give her kudos for knowing history.
Oh, thank you. See, sometimes we do have brains.
Yeah, she's more than just a pretty face. Homegirl is intelligent, and I give her a lot of props for that. And you tell Jewel, I said hello. And I would like to interview her someday. Now, a lot of fetish models do what is called customs. When fans give out suggestions of what they want to see in the video, whether it's rubbing themselves or getting tied up or, stuff like that. Do you do stuff like that, Akira?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, we are in the middle of doing a custom, and I'm actually watching Miss Jewel Marceau walking down the stairs here in her sexy stockings and garters and chest harness. But we do customs. I do customs. I think a lot of the models do, but we've had some unusual requests. And some of them are very straightforward, sexiness and so forth. So it goes from different spectrum.
What is the most weirdest or most awkward request you ever gotten from a fan?
There was one that I had to act like I am stomping on a little man. And basically, like I'm this giant woman, so I'm kind of walking around stomping, and this guy would like put himself, like Photoshop himself underneath my feet or something like that. And then there's another one we call sleepy socks. Like you passed out, but you have to be wearing socks.
That
Kenny's like, oh my, Kenny's like trying to envision this, right?
I'm like, holy shit. That's what I'm saying.
I know, that's why I said, holy shit balls.
Yeah.
And there's other times where we have what they call the wet and messy, and I had, I think, 14 cans of shaving cream in a pie tin, and I would have to pie myself.
And you know what? Ben is same visual picture in my mind too, Kenny. Yeah. I guess it's just one of those you gotta see it to believe it type of things. But
Absolutely.
it's just one of those things. Um, you can check this lady out at her websites, many websites. You can follow her on Twitter at Akira Lane. You can like her fan page on Facebook. Why don't you go ahead and promote all the links that people can get in touch with you?
Okay, well, first one, for you glamour guys, the bikini boys, the beautiful nude pictures, you go to www.akiralane.com. That's AKIRALANE.com. And all you kinky fans of mine that like the bondage and the ball gags and being dominated or seeing me tied up, you go to AkiraLaneBound.com, and that's AKIRALANEBOUND. And those who are into pantyhose, go to pantyhoselane.com. And then the videos are sillygirlsvideo.com. But if you go to one of my sites, I have pretty much all the links to all the sites, so you can do that. And if you want a Twitter, it's twitter.com/Akira Lane. And Facebook is the official Akira Lane. I know, sorry, if you did a friend request, I'm sorry, I'm kind of maxed out, so you have to go to my fan page.
Yeah, Twitter got this thing of not having enough friends. I mean, they have $1 billion company, and
Sorry, it's my dogs.
that's a
Sorry, my dogs are barking. Wait, hold on. Lizzie, Rusty, stop. Oh. Hold on. I have people coming in, that's why. So while we have ropes on.
maybe that's why the dog's barking, seeing you all tied up. You know.
Oh no, my friends just arrived, bringing all the food and drinks and so forth. So, did you hear that was Miss Jewel Marceau talking to our friends, our mutual friends? Sorry about that, viewers, listeners, and so forth.
Hey, it happens. Every now and then someone's driving on the road or there's dogs barking in the background. I mean, this is nothing new, you know, when it comes to this show anyway.
I know.
I mean...
Well, I have 3 dogs in this house right now. I'm actually babysitting one of my friend's dogs. And so they're all, it's like a petting zoo here. A lot of heavy petting, as Miss Jewel Marceau would say.
I definitely hear you on that one. And Ben is saying, party at Akira's, wish I was there.
That's right. It's going to be some tequilas, some margaritas, and some hot tubbing, and probably boobs bouncing all over the place. And Miss Jewel Marceau said there's going to be a shark attack in the hot tub.
Wow. All right, so let me ask you this. What would your advice be to anyone that wants to either go to the glamour route or go to the fetish route, especially the fetish, considering you have to be into it. It's not something you can be shy of. You have to actually be into it and be comfortable. What would your advice be to anyone that wants to either go the glamour route or the fetish route?
I think it doesn't matter which genre of the business you go in. I think it's really important that, you be professional. Um, Try to show up on time on your shoots. Uh, be personable. I think that's really the best kudos for the models because I've been fortunate enough to work with a lot of the models and become a lot of friends with many people who have great personality. The ones with great personality last a long time. And, don't do things that you're not comfortable doing. And it's okay to say no.
There you
And
go.
I think, most important, don't be a flake.
uh, all right. So my next question for you, Akira, is when it's all said and done, when you look back in your career, you've been doing this since 2000, 12 years and
I,
counting. What? How do you want? How do you want people to remember you?
Remember that I provided a great entertainment.
You definitely
And,
bring.
and that I'm a real person. I work hard. Um, I'm just as any person that lives next door. I try to live an honest living, make an honest living. And Joe myself goes, I'm a great cook.
All right. All
Oh,
right.
yeah. I love to cook.
Well, that's definitely good to know. I mean, it with fetish models, people look at them as kinky and sexy and appealing, and that is true. But
Hmm.
I gotta say, people like yourself, you take this seriously, and you give the people what they want, and whether people are pervs or not, you gotta stay true to your craft, and I give you a lot of respect and kudos.
Thank you so much, Kenny. I really appreciate it. And, it's really about the day that I think I retire is when I know that I'm not having fun anymore in the job that I'm doing. And, the camera never lies, whether it's photography or video. It really truly shows a lot of people's emotion. And, it's what we do as a model is giving a window for those who wish they could be in that fantasy. And, at the same time, I tell people, I have a lot of people say, well, how can you stand doing like adult modeling? I tell them this, if you don't like it, then you can just shut off your computer and shut off your TV. Really, it's just that simple. If you don't like it, you don't have to look at it, you know? And I think, and if you do, please go right ahead and enjoy yourself and entertain.
I mean, if they have a problem with someone like Akira Lane, then I don't know what to say to them. Either they need to get the eyes exam, or maybe fetish just isn't for them. Uh,
Yeah, or I mean, like even not fetish, but like even just glamour modeling. It's not. Some people think, well, that's just you're just. Some people are just not into it, and I understand that. Everybody has different beliefs and different religions and customs and all that. So I understand it's not for everyone, but then there are people who really love it, and there's people who love bondage, and there's those who don't. There's people who love wrestling. There's those who don't. And I'm not there to pass judgment on anyone. Um, I'm here. This is basically I enjoy entertaining people, and I'm good at it, and I make great people, great friends, and the best of all of my job is I really get to make new friends every day, and it's fantastic. And there's a lot of great people out there, such as yourself, Kenny.
Well, I'm glad I can be a friend of someone like you, Miss Asian Tasmanian Devil. Uh, I mean,
Woohoo!
you need to put that everywhere on your websites now. Asian Tasmanian, you just trademark it or something. I'll tell you that. Now, in addition to being in front of the camera, you also are, with the many websites that you do, you produce. You're behind camera. Um, what's it like being on behind the scenes? Filming, people that shares the same craft that you do.
I help it. I've been fortunate enough where I think a lot of the models, typically you have to do a little bit of your homework, right? I like to do it. Like if I'm working for a new producer or something, I want to understand about the line of business and what they do, and um, it's kind of interesting within the business that you. I love helping people out, and I think that's important because it always comes back. If you help somebody, they'll help you back out. And being behind the camera, there's times where what we call being shoot out too much. So it's good to take a break, be behind the camera, and see other people's work and go, oh, okay, I see their skills or talents, and go, okay, I can do that. And it's you can challenge yourself in that aspect. And it's always about, as being an entertainer, it's always about being creative and innovative. I think that's important to survive in the business.
There you go. Again, I'm John with Akira Lane here on Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C. Before I end this interview and this show altogether, I ask all guests to do this. It's like a station ID. It's like a voice drop. All you have to do is say your name. And right after you say your name, you say you are chilling with Jeff and Kenny C.
Okay. And tell me when you're ready.
Go right ahead.
This is Akira Lane, Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C on Chilling Broadcasting.
I like that. I definitely like that. It was great talking to you, Akira, and everybody please check out the websites at Akira Lane on Twitter and Facebook. Like her fan page because like she said, she's over the friend limit. And check out AkiraLane.com. You can get the rest of the websites there. Akira, it was great talking to you, and you got yourself a new fan in me, and I wish you nothing but the best. And please feel free to post that picture when you get done. I definitely got
I will. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and thank you, everybody, for listening on Chilling Broadcasting. And have a fantastic evening.
You too. You have a good night.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Mwah.
That's another chilling first. Blowing a kiss at the end. That's great. All right. That was Akira Lane here on Chilling with Jeff and Kenny C.